Wait, what?
This episode is sponsored in part by PTZ. This episode is sponsored in part by PTZ Optics. Why hire a camera operator when the control is in your hands? Visit ptzoptics.com for more information. And by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster TC1. Stun your viewers, not your accountant. Visit newtek.com for more information.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Game Time. We've got a pretty fun show for you tonight, but just a few seconds ago we were getting told to sit down and be quiet and get on the couch, so I don't know what that was all about. Bill, why do you got to make people mad all the time?
I don't know, it's just what I do. Can't help myself.
Mo, if you weren't throwing the ball at him, we wouldn't have had this problem. I think Mo fell asleep.
I'm on timeout, I can't speak.
Jade, you got to take him out of timeout. Good job. Way to go.
Sorry, guys. You know how I get.
Man, oh man. It was kind of funny because we were going on, and I guess, Jade, your kids were kind of getting a little ornery there, right? And she was like laying the smack down on him, and we're like, yep, yes, Mom. We were just like, okay, we did it.
I say please to my kids that's laying the smack down.
Well, you said it with like a stern voice, so I guess that's,
Did I?
a little bit.
You're not supposed to expose me, Stephen.
I'm sorry. It was a conversational request. Is that better? I don't know. Moat still looks scared. He's like,
Yeah,
he's just still.
Yeah, no, I heard that. I don't care how you try to cover that up. No, I heard that. I'm a little shaken right now. I felt that.
Well, guys, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. We do. So let me just preface this like this. I have no NDAs. I have no any kind of, I don't know, disclaimers, whatever. As you guys know, as you all know, Fast and Furious came out today. We knew that was coming. We talked about it. We said it for months. I pre-ordered it, right? And then a bunch of great content creators started putting out videos and things.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah.
Just for everybody watching, Steven is a huge fan of the Fast and the Furious game, and he's like been waiting for it forever.
Well, not forever, but yeah.
I just want to preface your preface with that.
Okay.
Preface,
so I was sitting there because I get up at 6:30 in the morning. So I was sitting there for work, and I was checking every 20 minutes on Best Buy because we kind of already knew Best Buy had the exclusivity, and I'll get into kind of why I think that anyways. But I checked, and at 8:30, right on the dot, I saw it loading. Now, it could have went earlier, but that's just when my browser was seeing it. But I went on pre-ordered even before the show came on, and I'm like, well, there's no sense in me watching the show because I already know, we knew that this was happening. So, anyways, Since I ordered it this morning, they said it was going to be released on the 5th. So you would have it by the 5th. That was the release date. As you can see by the update here that I got in an email, it's now, the release day is Monday the 8th. So I don't know why that changed or how it changed because it's over here in the U.S., but it changed. So it says it'll ship by or have it by the 8th. So neither here nor there. It's not 4 months. Glenn was kind of riding me earlier about that because Arcade went up when I pre-ordered from them.
Yes, but you're not pre-ordering from Arcade Went Up. That's the difference.
That is 100% the difference, and that's what I wanted to kind of get into. And I think Best Buy, they got the exclusivity because I think Walmart turned it down. Now, I could be going out on a limb here. I could be totally wrong. But with all the other cabinets, I think the warehouse is full. They can't offload them any. And so
Best Buy always gets the raw thrill cabinets, though.
Maybe it's a coincidence, but I know from different warehouses that they can't get rid of them. There's cabinets in there that they just can't get rid of. And so my theory is that Walmart's like, yeah, we're just not going to take any more cabinets because nobody's buying them. And if you go to Walmart's website, actually, a lot of the cabinets, like the legacies and stuff, there's only a few cabinets left that you can get from Walmart. All the other ones are sold out. Now, I could be way off in left field, and that's perfect. But that's my thought. Anybody else have any thoughts on that as to potentially why it's been Best Buy for everything when it comes to these deluxe cabinets?
Wait, Walmart's not selling the MK?
None of the deluxe
Not yet.
cabinets are at Walmart. They have a 40-day, from what I've seen, 40-day exclusivity.
I'm out of the loop. Well, I mean,
Reddit
like,
said that. I want to clarify where I got my source. Reddit said that.
The only thing that I can think of is like when they usually have like something going to a specific distributor, like usually that distributor has like first dibs on it for a long time, or unless it sells out. And if it doesn't, then they push their stock out to like their other big distributors like Walmart and stuff like that. And I'm thinking like Raw Thrills because I'm thinking like Big Buck World or whatever. And I know that didn't go to Walmart until like way later.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but it's been all the ones that released so far this year. All the deluxes,
Mhm.
now this have even the board, the Infinity board.
Oh, that's
have
true. I
all
forgot about
been-
the Infinity board.
Yeah.
Have all been Best Buy exclusives.
You
so
mean,
it seems
Bill?
like
You mean God mode?
The Android tablet.
yeah. Yeah, so it seems like all of the releases so far, at least so far this year, have all been just going to Best Buy. Said at least for the first month or so.
Mike,
And
what do you
Mike?
what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any merit to any of this, or do you think it's just Best Buy just happened to get, maybe they had a roulette of companies that are going to get it first?
No, I think that literally because of all the releases. Remember last summer, all the Simpsons cabinets that they were sitting on and they were selling for $199, and
You
I
talk
think
about
they've had the
Walmart? Sitting
yeah,
on 'em?
Walmart.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it's just with all the cabinets that have been historically discounted from originally markups from like $3.99 and $2.99 going all the way down to $50 to sometimes even catching them for $1. I mean, yeah, I think it's just I don't think the risk is there for them anymore, especially when you've got Sam's Club literally selling out NFL Blitz, which is a subsidiary of Walmart, for like $175. Like they're taking losses, and as a company, you can only take a loss on a product for so much, like so long.
They're technically, I mean, but they're technically only taking losses in the sense of if that retailer doesn't want to gamble on those products or on specific
No.
products.
I'm talking about the retailer themselves. I'm not talking about like
Oh, right.
I'm talking about Arcade
Yeah.
One Up. I'm talking about the retailer
Yeah.
themselves. So Walmart themselves choosing not to renew or not to get in X cabinets or whatever else, right? I think the last cabinet they got in was what, Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yeah.
I think that was the last one they got in, and they haven't gotten anything
Because
else
Jade,
since.
you got yours from Walmart, correct? You ordered from Best Buy, but then you canceled Best Buy, but you got your main pre-order from Walmart, right?
Yeah, I was like
Okay.
doing like I started with Target, canceled at Target, then did Best Buy, and then canceled at Best Buy and did Walmart when Walmart came out, because Walmart, like anytime you get one of those cabs from Walmart, it's way better.
Yeah. So for them, it just might not be worth it. Whereas Best Buy is just kind of like, well, you can order it here, you can pick it here. Best Buy's like, we're not going to cut the prices. It'll just sit in stock. And worst case scenario, eventually they'll sell it and then outlet sell it 2 or 3 years later. So
Although with Ridge Racer, like when Ridge Racer went on sale, like everybody had it on sale. Walmart, Best Buy, everybody.
But did they have it for
So-
$2.99? Because that's what I paid for that in Terminator. $2.99
Yeah,
for
a
each
couple-
one.
a couple places
It was
had it for
$3.99 and then $2.99
Okay.
was like the big one. But I mean, it wouldn't totally surprise me if this one went on sale. I mean, I guess really the question is of like how many units there are.
Well, there's 6,000 units. John said that in the video. There's 6,000 units. Whether they're going to make more after that or if they're gone, they're gone. But I want to get into this. But before I do,
So just real quick too, just for what it's worth, because we were talking about like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 being the last one at Walmart. Not true, because they actually do have the newer version of Star Wars. They have it now available for $5.99. So they
Yeah.
but
They
that's
are
a
still
re-release,
getting-
though.
but that's not
I
a
mean,
new
that's-
cabinet. It's
yeah, that's
it's
not
a
a new cab, yeah.
re-release.
Right.
all right. Well,
they might.
But that's
Okay,
But he's
okay.
but he's
But you're right. It is a
because-
new
But
cabinet.
Yeah,
Shop
he's right.
Hippo, look, that's another one of those distributor things. Like when Shop Hippo got all their stuff or all their Star Wars, my understanding was that if Shop Hippo or Shop Hippo is somehow connected to Walmart with distribution, so they were getting it first, and then it was going to Walmart. That was my understanding of it.
Is that what it was?
I don't know how their distribution channels
it's
go.
weird how all these places are interconnected. Like specifically, Walmart, Shop Hippo, and then Best Buy is kind of like Best Buy and Target are kind of like their own things, but like generally speaking, things will go from Best Buy to Walmart. Like Walmart's like a big one, but it's also like a secondary for like more Best Buy exclusives or whatever.
Well, and I'm gonna
and then there's always Home Depot.
I'm just gonna tell everybody, like at this point in time, you know, you don't have to go out and pre-order it if you want to take your chance for the price to come down. 6,000 units is a lot of units, and I don't foresee that selling out in the next week, 2 weeks, a month. Now, there's some things that could cause people to buy it more, and like I said, I wanted to preface this by saying, like I said, I have no NDA, I have nothing, but I do have factual information because I got Arcade 1UP to confirm some of the questions that you've seen in videos. Like Moat had some questions, and I asked him because I'm pre-ordering this sucker. I want to know. So we want to get into that right after this.
Arcade 1UP. News and notes.
What are you smiling about?
Dude, I almost had you.
You almost had me? You never had me. You never had your car.
We are back, and so I had to play that a little bit. I had to play that a little bit because
I didn't say anything. I didn't interrupt. Sorry.
Let me finish, please. Jeez. I want to preface that because everybody, when you saw the silhouette, right? We all sat here and told you guys. Every one of us on the panel here were like, "There's only one cabinet. It's only coming out." And everybody's like, "Oh, it could be this, it could be that." We're like, "Nope, it's Fast and Furious." We're not saying that to say we told you so. The fact of the matter is, like, Arcade 1UP tried to pull the wool over
we
everybody's
told
eye.
you so.
Well, she might say that, the fact is, they were trying to mess with you, and I think there's a little bit to that for the 4 cabinets for the Fast and Furious. So you guys saw tons of videos today. So the first thing that was confirmed, and Bo just put it in there, that John D did confirm that there were some cars that were omitted. We just don't have a list yet. He's going to work on getting a list. So we do know that some cars were omitted from the game for whatever licensing reasons. The other thing is, people have been asking what ROM is in this, and I'll let Jade kind of elaborate on this. But Raw Thrills ported this over, and what he told me was this was the first port of the Fast and the Furious and Drift. You want to elaborate on that?
Coin ops.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so essentially, since Raw Thrills took on the responsibility of porting this over to an Arcade 1UP, only platform, so to speak. But it's supposed to be a coin op port of the coin op, I guess, to kind of put it simply.
It's not the Wii U version.
Yeah, it's not the Wii U version.
It's not the Wii U version.
And then they upscaled it. I know it's still 4x3, but I guess they cut down like the frame rate, and that's mainly like a hardware thing. But here's my thing with that is, like, I still think it's cool that they actually had Raw Thrills port it, because like they're the official keepers of that, source. So for them to be able to port it into another, basically, I'm thinking of like the right word to say, but it's basically like their own version of it for kind of like another. It's not a coin. I don't. Is it kind of like gross calling an Arcade 1UP a coin op?
Is it kind of like what do you call it? Doing the stuff for KI? Is that what you're kind of? Because it is 960. It's 960p or by 30 frames per second.
No, it's let's put it this way. It's the purest arcade faithful port that you're going to get direct from the developers of the games.
There you go. I like that.
That's a good way to put it.
That is a very good way to put it. I like that. So one of the questions that you had, I also had this because I heard a lot of people speculating, going, "Oh, the pedals look totally different. They look a lot better, and this and that." I hate to tell you guys, they're the same pedals that are in Outrun and also Ridge Racer. So nothing's
I've never
different.
had a problem with
I
my
haven't either.
pedals. Like, I don't understand. Like, and my kids have wrenched on it. Like, people come over and wrench on it. I have toddlers come over and like dance on it like they're playing DDR. Like, I mean, they're not. It's not like heavy like a metallic pedal thing, which would be cool. But I mean, they get bashed on and they're fine.
And they're using, we all know, I think they even mentioned this about the Hall Effects gear sensor that's in there, just the same technology they used in the NFL Blitz. The other question you guys had was about the keypad for saving features. You put in your phone number, as you guys remember in the arcade. It was confirmed that you can save your customization. So it must just, there must be a button combination or an automatic save as
automatically
you're auto-saving. Yeah, as a profile that you have on there.
It has to. That would be like the only logical expectation with the setup of that whole control deck and the fact that Raw Thrills ported it. Like, that would be their only alternative.
So one of the things that really stuck out to me, and I know we can talk about this, is the ability to, like, if you're going to buy another cabinet and you can play somebody else. But I got to thinking, and I was talking to Bill about this earlier, and I said, there's a way that you can play this over the internet and play somebody else on it. I'll give you 3 letters, and I think it will work.
OBS.
In theory. No. VPN, a virtual private network. Putting on my tech hat. If you create a virtual private network or a VPN and you can buy them online, what you could do is give access to your friend that has this game, and you could literally make them as if they're on your network and play over the internet because it has Wi-Fi. We've already established, we heard that it has Wi-Fi. So that's something I'm going to try. Once I get my cabinet, I'm going to get a VPN, get it set up, and I'm going to talk with, like, I know Mike Worley has it. He on pre-order. Some of these other guys have it on pre-order. And I'm gonna get with these guys, and I'm gonna try it. Have them join the VPN and see if it works. Now, Bill, you brought up something interesting that people need to know before they go out and try to do this, and it was what? Latency.
Yes.
So there's a potential.
Because latency is always an issue, even over a VPN. And we see this, like I was saying, I see this all the time in my office at work because I connect to a VPN, and then from there I go into a virtual desktop, and that's how I do my job every day. And we talk all the time, my company, over Microsoft Teams. And the funny thing is, the people outside the office have no problem, but the people inside the office, there's always an issue because they're in the office, but they're going out just to come back in over Microsoft Teams. So there's a disconnect between video and audio with them. And you've got the same potential here with a VPN, is worrying about that latency. Now, it's going to be better, obviously. What?
Oh, she is.
Oh my God.
She's
guys, Travis MCP is in here. Shh, sit up straight.
So yeah, we're gonna check this.
He's actually saying the same thing we're saying now.
Yeah. So I'm not saying it's 100% going to be. We have to test it, but at least you have an option, right? And I'm sure there's other tech heads out there that there's ways to optimize servers. If you know VPNs, there's a way to do it. Obviously, the further away you are, the more latency you're going to have.
Steven is not excited at all. He's just not excited.
Well, no, I am. I'm excited. You know.
Well, the other thing we talked about
I was
too
joking.
was the feasibility of it working. Period. In terms of the cabinet even be able to see the VPN.
We don't know what kind of encryption
that you have to connect to.
Yes. So this is something we're going to have to mess with. We're not saying that this is a definitive way to do it, or this is going to 100% work.
What you're saying is it's basically like playing Quake on a 486DX, or
we don't know
Doom,
because it's
when you had to manually connect with IP addresses.
We don't know at this point because again, the quality's only 960p, so at 30 frames. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Console Fanboy's got a super chat. He says, how can you trust any one-up product moving forward? Blitz was a custom job. Fast and Furious is a custom job. MK30th hasn't been fixed since July 2022. How do you trust these people? Serious question.
Hey, it's a Raw Thrills product. Simple answer.
I mean, it's like anything, right? This to me meant more than just I don't care about the online. I was looking for a solution for people that really want to do this online. Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. Wow, say that 3 times fast. He says, hey guys, here's some taco and burrito money. Thank you, Ezekiel, for that as well.
I like tacos.
So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to mess around and see if that is a possibility for people, just to test it. Again, I'm not saying it's
if nothing else,
definitive.
it's an interesting experiment.
Yeah, because you could essentially do it with some other things. It might cut down latency.
I feel like I have a pretty good answer for a console fanboy.
Go for it.
Console. Why is this so difficult for me to say? Console fanboys question. And I think that is that if you want to buy it because you want to play that game and you just don't give a shit if it's going to be messed up, then just do it. Just buy it because you want it, not because you care about the price or because you care about it being an arcade 1-up. You just want it because you like the way the cab looks and you want to play the games on there.
That's where I'm at. I like it's the artwork, it's the nostalgia of what I used to do when the Fast and the Furious, the first one, came out. For me, it's a racing game. I don't play my cabinets online. We've been over this a million times. So for me, like having that ability, maybe if it gets played a lot, maybe I'll be that stupid sucker shill that buys a second cabinet and puts it in here and replaces a different game. Listen, if it gets played, why not?
You dumb shill.
Right? I'll just be honest. I told you guys if it was $5.99 or less, I was buying it. $6.99 it would have sat.
It's a cool gimmick.
Looks good.
Know where I could see that working really good though is like in an office setting.
Yeah.
Like if I had like a business space that was an office, I'd totally do that.
MG. He's like, he goes, I know you got all giggly. What is he said? He says, I know you got all giggly over the deluxe cabinets, but what are your thoughts on the vinyl on this? I don't know. I don't have it yet. We'll have to see. I don't even know if it's a box marquee, if it's a newer marquee. We don't even know.
It's a box marquee.
It looks like it. Looks like you just pulled the sticker off.
No, you can tell it is.
I hope they didn't go with the older style. I hope they went with a newer style, but I guess we'll see. It's 6,000 of them. If you didn't see it, we can play this for you, the actual video, so you can actually see the Arcade 1-Up teaser video. Hopefully I don't get flagged for it. All right, so that was the official video, and we were just talking about how this is, I think, 65 inches. So you said it's the size of what, Donkey Kong?
Yeah, it's like almost the size of Donkey Kong, I think.
And somebody said it's 6 inches taller than a Ridge Racer cabinet. So
no, Ridge Racer is 65 inches as well.
Is it 65?
Yeah, it's still in the box. I just looked at it today.
Okay, cool. Well, no, that's cool. I heard it. I heard it on one of the videos, so I just figured I'd throw that out there. So
at the top of the marquee, it's 65 inches. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like almost the same height as my Donkey Kong because I used to have it standing next to it.
Okay, so now we want to show you guys because let's show you the actual cabinet, Jade, that you have in your possession here, right?
This is a sit down, so obviously it's going to look different. But I mean, the artwork, on the side is pretty much exactly the same, just minus Vin and Paul, R.I.P. And everything. I mean, everything else looks like it's pretty on point as far as the artwork goes. Obviously, they didn't do the chrome trim, thank God. I like the yellow much better, and it probably won't peel off like that chrome stuff was. And I'm sorry you guys have to look at that busted seat, but I fixed that, so it actually looks a lot.
This is an older video she gave me.
It looks so much better now.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, as far as like the coloring and everything and like the theming of it, I thought like that they did a pretty good job. Like from what I can see in pictures, like it looks pretty good to me. Like the design is nice. And if you look at the actual stand-up arcade version, it pretty much follows almost exactly that same design.
Yeah.
And I
from
want
all the
everybody to
pictures that
pay
I've seen.
attention to the
And
game, the game that's being played right now too, because when we show the actual gameplay footage right after this.
Yeah, this will be 60 FPS.
So Jade, when you restored this, let me ask you real fast. Did you put an audio sensor in there every time you turn it on? Does your cabinet tell you that you can't turn your back on family?
No, actually, she put in there. She put in the thing when you turn it on. Goes, so how's the tuna?
I like the tuna,
funny.
yo, bull.
And then you hit the horn and it says you hit the horn and it says bullcrap. Nobody likes the tuna here.
But see, so like, but it follows the design of cruising. Like if you're looking at everything, and so this is 60 FPS. I think that as long as it's locked at 30 FPS.
Oh, not variable.
Yeah, no, I mean like if it's locked at a solid 30 FPS, like it should be pretty good. But I feel like from the videos that I was seeing, I haven't seen like a really good video of gameplay yet. I feel like there was a little bit of like drop in the visual effects maybe on that version, the arcade 1-up version. But so here's all the upgrades that you get to choose like each time.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and then it saves them by using like there's a keypad that you guys saw earlier on the control panel. But I mean obviously we all talked about how it's going to be probably like an auto save on the arcade 1-up version.
Is that true? Kong says no. It says I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
I think it's just a quarter at a time.
I don't know. The 30 frames per second concerns me a little bit, but
as long as it's not variable. Variable is like if it drops to 24, it goes up to 28, and then it drops down. If it's a solid, consistent 30, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because like, look, if you're playing, take like a PS5 game for example, Horizon. Okay, you can go high fidelity 30 FPS, or you can go 60 FPS with a little bit less intense graphics, right? But essentially, the only difference between the two is the illusion that 60 FPS feels a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So I think that if graphically it looks good and it does not drop below 30, it's like a locked 30, then I think that it could possibly be like a very fun experience. I mean, both games are really good. I don't have my Tokyo Drift plugged in right now because I need a new security dongle for it. But both games are really good and really, really fun racing games to play. So to have those two games that are like the, cousins of Cruis'n USA and are just the kind of iconic Fast and Furious thing, I think is really cool. So I think that it definitely has the full potential to be perfectly fun and a great game to play, even though it's at 30 FPS.
Well, let's look at the actual footage. Let's look at the actual footage. Okay, go ahead.
Stevens, let me. I meant to say this in my video and I didn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I don't know if John or anybody from Arcade 1-up's watching this, but listen, when Terminator 2 came out, you guys put in bonus features. You couldn't give us any extras from a DVD or something like that to go on the game. Something we could just sit there on a chair and just watch. That. You know what I mean? Like, just a random thought I had. Sorry, chat.
No, that's good. All right. Yeah. So John sent this over here. This is actual footage from their QA tech. Now I know they showed some footage a little bit on the 1-up show. They showed it in their teaser with Cyrus and Nicole. But here we can act. Yeah.
Guy, look at this guy's loving his life. You know what he's thinking right now? He's like, I don't have to be a part of that community. I just get to play these games. Nobody's telling me.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm trying to look and see. I'm trying to look at the cars real quick.
Oh, there you go.
So that's what this is what everybody wants to see.
That looks pretty good.
It looks clean.
Yeah, it looks
does
pretty
look pretty good. Yeah.
I mean,
it looks really motion blurry.
That's probably just the camera.
It could, yeah.
Hopefully.
And it's at an angle too, so I would hold that as the reservation. Not trying to stick up for it, but I mean,
no. I dig it.
Yeah,
I'm just looking. I'm like, yeah, it looks really. Looks like the
I mean,
like really strong.
it is fast
But
though. I mean, that's the good thing.
Yeah, but to the point you were making, I'm not noticing frame drops. It looks like it's pretty consistent.
Like even the explosions, it didn't stutter when the car flipped in the air. That's
I mean, to me that
Look at that.
looks pretty good.
Wow.
That looks pretty good.
Because remember on Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you would get some stutter on some of the power moves when they would do them.
That's
like in the actual arcade though as well.
No, but my point is though for this being 30 frames a second, you don't
in the
see any of
arcade
that.
version of this, the game stutters sommes.
Right.
Oh, all games do.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like a. It's not like a. It's all I'm saying is from what I'm looking at right now, and just considering that it's behind the lens of camera anyways, like to me this looks actually pretty good.
Yeah. It's actually it looks solid. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, there was nothing there that made me think, oh, this
I think
quite well.
Yeah, I think the only issue I have is that.
No, go ahead, Mike.
Ladies first.
Well, I was just gonna say I think my eyes are drawn to like some of the buildings on the side, but it's probably because of the camera.
Yeah.
It just looks like the textures look kind of foggy or something, but
So
I don't know.
Bo's
really,
asking if they removed the nitrous effect. I don't remember what that looked like. Do you got Jade? Do you know
the nitrous effect?
Yeah.
So when you use your nitrous, it like kind of blurs the screen and then everything goes really fast.
He said it looks like they removed it. I don't
Hold on.
know.
Wait. Oh, here he goes. Maybe they don't have that motion blur effect.
I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It looks kind of really heavy on the motion blur, but you guys think it's a camera, but yeah.
I look, but here's my feelings about this. Raw Thrills is the ones who ported it for them, like specifically for this release, and I feel like that in itself is like a big deal, just as far as like the way that the game is being delivered. Like that gives me security knowing that they were responsible for taking it, from the arcade version to the arcade 1-up version. That's just my train of thought.
Yeah. I don't know who the guy was that tested it to do with the Fro, but it was actually pretty smart to have him tested because if you notice, he was actually trying to go through everything and show through like particles.
He knew how to play
stuff. So yeah, like that was pretty smart.
I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, we're the ones that are going to be critics of this. I think you put this in here, and people are going to play it, and there's going to be other people that are going to say, "Oh, you're just trying to justify it." I think you never. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You're never going to get it exactly the way a real arcade is because they're using a little one chip PCB. I mean,
I think it's different when you port something. It's like Ridge Racer. They ported Ridge Racer, and I mean the only reason I really was so attracted to that cab was because it had Rave Racer on it, and there's never been a home port of Rave Racer ever.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they ported it and it was upscaled, it was just they really did a beautiful job, and so that was the reason why I was attracted to that. And I mean from what I can see, it definitely looks potentially like it was, I mean, at least done well. And like I said, the whole Raw Thrills factor just gives me a little bit more faith.
I mean, if you're on the fence about it, that's fine. You should be. It's $600. I told you guys that was something I was buying day one, assuming it wasn't $699.
But Steven,
but I did. I think you were surprised when I texted you and said I pre-ordered it already. It was like 8:30, 8:45.
I was not.
Well, you had to
bet that at all.
Well, with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I attempted 12 times.
What I was going to say is I feel like the demographic for this game is different than like us because, it's like I think it's getting a little bit more hate from our generation because it's like, oh, yeah, the
more
cruising,
modern,
whatever, blah.
Yeah, but that's
and
right.
All this
that's why.
Stuff. But the demographic, like I was pretty much out of arcades at that time. I remember playing this at like a movie theater.
Oh, I played this at the beach.
No, I played this. I played this at Aladdin's Castle. Yeah.
Yeah. This was
all
over the boardwalk.
I remember playing it at a movie theater. Well, but my point is just being like I was grown up by like I mean I was still a kid. I was in my 20s, but I was older, and so it doesn't hold as much like quote unquote nostalgic value. But the fact of the matter is that it is a really good game.
Yeah, I think the main reason it's getting hate is because it's not Cruising USA. You know what I mean?
But they're
Because
not going to get that. It's
Right,
Nintendo.
it's Nintendo.
You're
exactly.
never going to get
But
it.
it's not Cruising. It's not Daytona USA, and I think that's the reason why it's getting all the hate. But like, there's so many positives like coming from
I don't
this. You know,
see
there's
how
potential.
if you like Cruisin', you couldn't like this game.
And that's the other thing. People are like, this is a Cruising ripoff. It's not a Cruising USA ripoff. It's not at all. You play this game, like legit. It's really deep.
So your average gamer has a question for you. He wants to know if you like this more than Mario Kart. Oh, he just threw. Oh, he just
really UAG.
Look at that!
Really?
Look at that look! Look at that look!
Really?
Yeah, Bo
I like.
knows.
Okay, I'll answer that. I'll answer.
Yeah,
that. I'll
answer it. Answer it. You're on the spot.
If you're asking me if I like this more than the Mario Kart GP, the arcade game, yeah, I do actually. I mean, I do because the Mario Kart arcade game pretty much drives in autopilot for you. So yeah, I like this more. You know what I mean? Do you like? Never mind. Positivity. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's.
Awesome.
I mean, that's. Listen, it's not going to be for everybody. Like I know for a fact, if I had Outrun, but I couldn't find the stand-up cabinet when it came out. I didn't want another sit-down. They take up too much room. I had the Star Wars sit-down, but the other racing Ridge Racer gets played all the time. My kids play it. I mean, anybody that's watched game nights, they see that cabinet will get played. My daughter plays it. My son plays it. I even play it. It's ridiculously hard. That's one thing I hope with this, that it's not set to that ridiculously hard level. I mean, to where it's not fun. Like Ridge Racer is almost borderline not fun because in some instances because it's so dang hard.
The default level on the arcade game is like good. It's
okay,
fine.
that's good. So it's playable. So you don't like sit there and go, I don't want to play this because it's like hard.
It's playable.
It's playable. It's playable.
I imagine that they'll let you go into the settings and diff switches and stuff and be able to adjust the difficulty. I don't think they're just gonna let it go.
Yeah, it's a good possibility.
Here's one other thing I want to say is like, I think the arcade version of it is a good template to be able to look and see like what you're getting, but there's no way that like finding these in the wild is like just, it's not easy. And then they have these giant CRTs in them. They're super heavy, and you know, there's all these different like mechanical factors that go into maintaining it. Like if you're good at that, then it's probably going to work really well for you if you can find one in the wild. But most people are selling these for like $3,500, you know, in good condition. Like in the condition that mine is in, like they're asking $3,500 for them.
Well, have you seen Retro Ralph's tweet today? He's actually considering buying one because he's actually interested to see how it plays in comparison to his original.
I'm very, very curious about. This is one of those ones that I'm very curious about because of the roster, because of the gear shifter, because of the fact that Raw Thrills ported it. Like I'm just very curious about it myself.
So can we put a suggestion out for Arcade 1-Up with this? Because I know people had problems with the pedals with Ridge Racer. I know, Jade, you said you didn't really have problems. I haven't had problems. But don't you think that should be something that should be available on the Arcade 1-Up website to just buy willy-nilly, whether it's $50, $60?
I think they should sell upgraded pedals.
That's even better. Like having the ability, because you know they're going to eventually break from somebody.
Work with like a third-party company to make something that you can sell on your website. And it's like an upgrade, and it's universal to like Ridge Racer, Fast and Furious, you know, Outrun. There you go, boom.
So there's some questions in the chat room going on here. So, you know, some folks are saying like, I see the Fast and Furious one every weekend, and some of the guys are asking which one are you finding the first. Around here, I don't see a lot. Again, it could be the demographic. Jade, since you got yours, are you seeing a lot of Fast and Furious and Tokyo Drift games around?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. But okay, my Tokyo Drift was an empty cabinet, by the way. The only thing it had was a CRT and then like the stand-up cabinet with the graphics on it. But it was empty. And this one, I only got it for free because my friend, you know, Danny, who works in vending, found this pizza place that was getting rid of a bunch of cabs, and mine wasn't working. His like had something, and so he was like, well, whatever, like that whole story. And so that's how I just got totally lucky. But I mean, normally though, if you're looking for one in the condition that mine is in right now, people are asking like anywhere from 25 to 3,500 for them.
Wow.
Like I would like somebody else to show me where they picked one up for.
So KC says in the chat room, King Krill, he says, I ain't gonna lie, I see some in LA.
Okay, for how much?
I'm wanting this just for drift. Sorry, I'm pulling comments up, guys, as best I can as we go.
And then how much is it going to cost to get it delivered? Or can you pick it up yourself? And if you can pick it up yourself, how are you going to move it? Because you can't move it up a huge ramp.
That's why yours is in your garage right now. Like, I mean, because it takes up a lot of room. And honestly, these 3/4 scale, no matter what anybody says about them, they're not going to change my mind on them. If I get rid of them down the road, it's because I decided to get rid of them because I just didn't play them or nobody. They're the perfect size for home. I don't have any expectations of them.
Is MG serious right now, or is he just?
Let me go back and look at his chats because he likes to play around.
They got one for 2,400.
Yeah, is he joking?
I think he's joking because if you buy 4 of the arcade 1-ups, it comes out to be $2,400. I think he's messing around.
But I mean, King says that that he's seen 1,500, and I'm curious about have a few was in an auction.
He did. He said Captain's
but then you have to pay for shipping with those. But I mean, 1,500, and are they in good condition?
So a lot of these guys are saying even like, hey,
so an additional $200 for delivery.
You're gonna have to, hey, listen, guys, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to pre-order it. That's a decision that you have to make. We already know how these pre-orders go, and believe me, in the back of my mind, I think all of us on the panel would agree. It could be a month down the road we could see these on clearance for $399. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, yeah,
I highly think that's possible. In fact, I think that's more possible than Arcade 1-Up releasing Mortal Kombat 4 in the next year. Sorry, Zohar. I don't mean that to be disrespectful to him. He knows it too. But I mean, I'm just being real here. Like, I think you have a better chance of Arcade 1-Up or the other stores discounting this.
Oh, here you go. Dilo says I saw one by me in New York, $450 with a dead CRT.
So how much is a CRT?
But what was the condition of the rest of the cab too? They are 900 here in Nebraska, and what kind of condition is it in?
Yeah.
There are other things too, like the PCs are really finicky. And sometimes there's like issues with the graphics card, or the PCI slots are worn out, so you have to like rebuild the computer. But the point is that if you buy a real arcade version, like that's great. Like if you can find a good deal, then that's great. But unless you are into doing that and you want to go through the whole motion of doing all the work to get it to where you want it to be restored, or if you just want it to be a broken piece of garbage that barely runs and you're good with that, then cool. But I mean, that's what I'm saying is it's like you're comparing, it's almost like comparing apples to oranges. Like an arcade 1-Up is never going to be an arcade game. And so all I'm saying is like the port that the fact that Raw Thrills themselves did the port, just like when Namco did the port of Ridge Racer and all those other games, is usually when their cabs tend to do good. And I feel like if Raw Thrills had a part in that, like it obviously the quality control and all that other stuff had to go through them. So to me, in my mind, would it be worth it, like up front, only if you really want it that bad, like Steven.
She's not lying.
But I still think, like, would you ever be able to just pull one off a shelf and just carry it into your house and nice and easy, and you have both games on there? No way, because we're talking about individual arcade cabinets anyways when you guys are putting up those prices. The cost of Tokyo Drift, just add on whatever that price is.
Right.
And now throw in this whole thing about linking cabs. If you can get 2 arcade 1-Ups for $1,200 and link them together and play, are you going to be able to do that with real cabs? To find real cabs for a decent price that work, that you can link together and play in the same way? That now your odds go through the roof that you know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and the way I look at it, because you have a lot of people, they're like, arcade one-ups are a waste of money and this and that. I don't buy cigarettes. I don't buy beer. I don't go out to nudie bars. I don't go out to bars, period. There's so many people that waste money on frivolous things that they like to do, and I'm not knocking it. I just want you to think about this for a second. The next time somebody tells you it's not worth the money, listen, you could do all that stuff. People buy coffee at Starbucks every day for $5 to $6 a coffee. We nerds, we want to buy arcade one-ups, and that's what we're going to do, right? So everybody has something that they waste money on, and I don't even consider this a waste of money, a vice. Yeah. So the next time you say it might not be worth it to you, and that's completely fine. I'm not going to knock you for that. But at the end of the day, think about what you're spending money on that I wouldn't spend money on, and I sit there and say, well, that's a waste. I wouldn't spend money on that. Yeah. So that's the reality, and I know a lot of guys that are like, I'm not pre-ordering. Ordinarily I wouldn't either.
It's about pre-ordering. I think it's about like how bad you want it. Like it's like me with MVC2. I mean, even though I really genuinely thought that was going to be difficult to get, and it was for a very long time. But the point is, you want it right when it comes out.
Yeah.
And as soon as Best Buy ships it, it's going to be out the door to you. And it's coming from the East Coast too. So, but
they're making fun of that. I said nudie bar. They said it's like watching an episode of Married with Children.
But to me,
nudie bar.
To me, it's just totally like dependent on what you know and what you want.
That's right.
Like as far as the game goes. Like if you want a good racing game, this is a good racing game. If you're worried about the quality of Arcade 1-Up, then don't buy it. Don't risk your money. But if you don't care, just want to play the game, and you work out the details later, then buy it. Like, who gives a shit?
I didn't pre-order NFL Blitz because it's not. I mean, NBA Jam just sits here. Like, I'm not really into sports arcade games anymore. Like, I know there's diehards, like your average gamer, diehard sports fan. Like, he has mostly sports titles. Am I right? He's got mostly sports titles. He's got Jam, Blitz.
He's still trash, but yeah.
But I'm saying, like if I had a lot of friends that played sports titles, I'd probably have Blitz. But that cabinet would just sit here, just like NBA Jam sits here. Am I going to knock you for buying it?
Again,
no.
You're getting two games. You're getting two games that have been ported by Raw Thrills,
right?
And both of those are like the last generation of their games that were in the 4x3 format before they started going to like Superbikes and all that stuff where it's like 1080p big screens and stuff. And they really are great games, I think.
I like everything that I've seen with it, and we're not going to beat a dead horse because we know there's a lot of videos out there. And listen, I want to give a shout out to Console Fanboy. If you didn't watch his video, he's in the chat room still. If he's still listening to this madness, you can put a link in there. He tears us all up one side and down the other about everybody doing videos. And I think Arcade 1-Up.
It was funny as hell, though.
It was funny. Arcade 1-Up should give us something towards their marketing because between all the shows, they don't need a marketing team. We are their marketing team, right?
Patrick. Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say Patrick made like an.
Yep. Go ahead and read it. I already had it queued up.
No, not that.
Oh, not that one.
In Phoenix right now, sit down cruising.
Oh, way back. Gotcha.
1400, 1800. I mean, so even if you find one for that price, then obviously the question is if it's working, what condition is it in and stuff like that, and then you got to move the bitch. And
but I told you that was my fear with buying a real arcade because I could go get WrestleMania, whatever.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, if you're not going to put the time into it, then I wouldn't do it. And for me, it's
wasn't Ridge Racer $6.99 when it was released?
Yeah, I believe it was. It was our Walmart had it for $7.49 when it first came out. Like it was ridiculous. People are like, don't buy it there. Like I would never pay that. Even Terminator 2 when it came out was $7.49 at our. That's why if you remember, Jade, I said they got them both for like $2.99, and you're like, that's a steal. You should buy them if you want them. So I ended up getting them both for essentially the price of what one of them would have been. So listen, we're not trying to sell you on it. We're just trying to give you some facts here on it. And
look, guys,
you do you.
Whoever many units get bought, I get like a commission off of it. and Steven gets part of that cut.
Don't
so
listen.
I'm just disclosing.
This
you
is
guys,
a
okay?
deal.
So
Like
please
Travis
go buy
is
it.
Travis is in the chat room. You start saying that, he's not going to give us. He's not going to give us this
He's not
stuff
gonna get
anymore.
his commission.
He's not going to. He's not going to get his cut. And Moat, you're not going to get your cut. And
I don't get a cut.
Well, no, now you're not going to get a cut.
Cut, period.
She just blew it. Man.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I just want to play with one. Like, I just want to see what it's like, and like just.
You want
how
to
it
play with a
compares.
cabinet. You want to play with the Terminator, or you want to play with the Fast and the Furious cabinet. State
I want to
that.
see how it
State
compares. Like, and what kind of a job they did, because I feel like this is like one of those evolutionary steps for them. You know, I mean, it's a 2002 game.
Yeah. Well, here, here,
2002?
Fox just posted in here. He says, "I paid $6.99 for Ridge Racer." Ooh.
I submit
and
myself
Terminator
for
2.
public shaming.
Oh man, that's brutal. But you know what?
Dude, you know what?
He wanted
so
it.
did I.
He
so
wanted
did I. But I had the 90-day return policy at Walmart. So when they all went on sale, I returned those bitches and got them for cheaper.
Oh, nice. But you know what though? If you ask Fox, he's probably going to tell you, "Well, I wanted them when I wanted them, and he
Right.
It's okay, you know."
Yeah.
Right.
Just like people that buy iPhones and Androids and stuff, the prices are expensive when they first come out, and you wait a year, or the prices go down. So it is what it is. Now I am going to shock you guys. Now, if this does get played a lot, like I mean a lot, I may consider picking up a second one. Now I would get rid of one of the other cabinets that's not being played, because I would rather have cabinets that are being played than not being played. I might be just crazy enough to do that. Do I need to? I don't think so, because you play yours and never think about having a second one, right? Jade?
Wait, what?
Like I would think about buying
my
a second one to
fast
link,
cab?
but you never think about like, man, I wish I had a second one of these to link them to do.
No, I've
Two-player.
thought that it would be cool to do that, but
Have you?
I mean,
Yeah.
Danny has the other one. I'm like,
he ain't bringing
the
it
like-
over to
yeah,
play.
he's not letting that go. The likelihood of me having it, but I wouldn't like, to be honest. Like, I'm happy with that one, but it would be cool to have two linked racing cabs. Like,
Yeah.
it would.
Oh yeah.
Listen, it's all in what you want, right? Like I might be able to wait till it goes down in price till it's $3.99, and then I'd buy a second one. That's probably what I'd end up doing. I wouldn't buy another one at full price, I don't think. I'd have to be pretty crazy, or Moat would have to get me going with a stream and be like, "Dude, you gotta get this."
Listen to yourself. You're literally talking yourself down.
I am
from a
talking.
ledge right now.
I'm talking myself. Listen, listen. It doesn't matter how you win. A win is a win, whether you win by an inch or a mile. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. So we all saw the footage. I think the consensus here is everybody's kind of excited to at least play it, even if they don't want to own it.
Let's do this. Chat. If you are interested or intrigued and you think that this has potential or looks like something like you at least want to touch and see what it's like, put a 1 in the chat. If you think it's total garbage and you don't even want to touch it, put a 0. Like, real
that's
answers.
fair.
I'm genuinely curious, like,
Yeah.
what you guys think.
Well, here, do you want me to create a poll?
No, I just want to see him put it in there, because
Oh.
then we can see who's saying what.
Okay. I was like, well, I could just create a poll and make it easier. So I'm playing the footage again. If you missed it earlier and you came in late, this is the actual footage of the
I was
cab.
just kidding. You could take a poll, but that's fine.
Thanks to Arcade One Up and John D for sending this out right before the show. Again, we didn't sign any
Paul Bear
waivers.
says he wants
nothing.
2.
Does he really? He wants to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not the only crazy one.
No, I think there are going to be people out here, but I think maybe some people are going to do like you said. Maybe they'll buy one.
Yeah.
If they decide they want a second one, they'll wait for it to go on sale. I still think they'd be smart to just do a discount package. You know, sell 2 of them for $1,000.
I agree that actually would make sense. Or 800.
See, I said
$8.99.
I said
It
800.
won't get done because it makes sense.
Yeah,
I
I don't think 800 is going to work. I think that's too.
No,
But
$8.99.
but $9.99. I
Free
think. it's-
shipping.
Your average gamer goes, I think the Tech Buzz needs to get another one tested. Listen, if Mike Worley gets it, he lives like an hour from me. if I can talk him into getting one, he could actually drive his cabinet up here and we could set it up and we could actually show the linking. Because they're
There
just
you
going to
go.
go Ethernet to Ethernet.
Mhm.
But I
guys
also
are
want
gonna-
to explore that VPN
Yeah.
option.
Touch links.
So, this is one of those cabinets that I think when it first was announced, Jade, you were 100% right. There was a lot of hate. There's still a lot of hate. But now after seeing it, I think people are thinking, man, this actually might be a killer cabinet for this
What
year.
if you put a 0 in? Like, I'm not like if you want to, but if you put a 0 in, like, explain why you're not even interested and why you think it's total trash, garbage, hot
Yeah.
fireball of poop.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, if
'cause
you think
really
it's
wanna
trash.
know, like, I want perspective
Yeah.
on people who are saying they don't want anything to do with
Yeah.
it. It's absolutely not
Yeah.
because I want to shame you. Like, I just want perspective.
Hey, criticism. Brooklyn Menace says, I think it's the nicest racing cabinet they've made so far, but I'll have to enjoy watching the people who get one play because I'm out of room, and my wife would kill me if I buy any more. So
Does
Brooklyn,
he
that's
have
a
a Ridge
good
Racer?
reason. He might.
Brooklyn?
I think he does. I think he has the Buy Stuff store a mod for it too. I want to
Oh,
say.
okay,
I
okay.
think
Yeah.
he does. That's a good reason not to get another one, but. I think my iArcade is finally going to go. I'm sorry for you iArcade lovers. I think that's Fast and Furious is going to replace it. I'm going to give it away to the kids. So somebody gets some play out of it. I have no need for it anymore. And we're going to be talking about iArcade in just a short minute here. But before we do that, I think I want to wait till after everybody's put in why they don't want it, or if there's somebody that. Let's put it this way. Put a 3 in there if you were on the fence before or you were convinced you weren't going to do it.
There's
And now
D'Lo.
you're
He
thinking
says
you're
0
gonna do
because of space and Ridge Racer mod. If
Yeah,
not,
see.
I might consider it.
Okay, that's good. Let us know if you're now reconsidering it after seeing the footage or after you seeing some of the answers that we had. I honestly thought people would be upset about the cars. I seriously thought like
I
with
was
not
trying to
having-
look at the cars, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to look and see like what didn't have a tag on it or a logo, and I'm like, but he's driving a Pontiac Solstice. You know, I assume the Eclipse is going to be in there. Mitsubishi.
Oh, the Eclipse
I
would be in there, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think they're just going to take the logos off the cars. It just makes sense. I don't think the Super is going to be on there because I didn't think I saw one in the race, so that's kind of sad. For
Yeah,
me.
that was a main car.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what I'm
because
saying.
the game isn't good to them, and that's totally
That's
makes
fine.
sense why you'd put
Yeah.
a 0. Trolling, that's also a good reason. What
But-
else?
I mean, it depends on what the cars are that are in there still or not, because they can put proxy cars in there, absolutely, but for some people that's a make or break. Believe me, I don't want to just drive around
Yeah.
in a Pontiac Solstice. Like, it just is what it is.
Right.
I saw a freaking Corvette in there. I saw, like
As long as the Eclipse is there, I'm happy.
350. I saw a 350Z, but I don't think I saw a logo. Like, I think the cars are going to be there. I think they're going to have to just take away the logos from
The
it.
Eclipse car was my favorite. I wanted one when I was
should
growing up.
you should do a poll, Steven, for retail price versus $399 price point, and see like,
okay.
if it was on sale for $399, would you buy it versus
Well, let me do.
retail at release or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I want it. I think I'm gonna use Jade's money and buy it. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I just
Brooklyn.
put a just because I didn't feel like wording this all out. $399 if you're waiting for it to go on sale. $599 if you're willing to pay the opening day, because
If you just
we know
want
it's
it.
going to go.
Yeah,
We
you
know it's
want
going
it
down.
right away. Oh, you should have put a third one that said, "I just don't want it. It sucks."
Well, no, I mean, most of the people in the chat room I'm seeing
Well, that's a variable.
it is. I just did it really quick, but I would say 99% of the people in the chat
You're
room were like,
discriminating right
"Yeah,
now.
I would absolutely do it." What's that?
I said you're discriminating against the non-wanters.
Well,
Or he's being positive because
I'm trying to be positive. We've had too much negative the last couple of weeks, so I'm
I'm
trying to
just,
be.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was a joke. Jeez.
I know. Not
You
we've
guys
got
are
80.
acting like a bunch of damn Gen Zers over here.
Just so people know, we're at 86% so far at $3.99, 14% at $5.99, and that's fine. People don't want to spend the money. I get it. You know, some people, you know, maybe you were told that your job you might get laid off in a couple months and you can't spend that kind of money. I totally get it. We're not doing that to shame anybody. We're just trying to see now.
And Best Buy doesn't offer a firm either, so you got a solid
You got to
Wait, they
plan
don't?
that bad boy down.
No, they don't. You
I
got to
swear they
take it.
did.
Nope.
They offer
That's
something.
another thing. That's another
They
thing I
offer
hate about Best Buy.
something.
Yeah, they have
They offer something. I just don't think it's a firm.
they have
They have something.
they have Klarna.
No way.
Klarna.
I'm on
Well, I
the
know they have
website
Klarna.
right now,
Yeah.
and they're not offering that.
You
for
can do
this.
Klarna though. You can do six payments.
Oh,
over
for a
6 months.
pre-order. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, probably not for a pre-order.
Yeah, but
You-
that 6 payment thing is garbage. With a firm, you get no interest, and it's like you can stretch it out over like 12
Klarna you can
months.
get no interest too, depending on what your credit.
But the
comes
reason,
back on.
but
yeah,
the reason why I think a firm is better is because your payments are way smaller.
Sure.
And then if you decide you hate it, you can just return it. So
all right, so I'm gonna end the poll. Looks like it's stopped now. So 88% said $3.99, and 12% said $5.99. So you have your diehards. If you're not a content creator, honestly, there's no reason to have it day one. And even at that, I don't plan on doing a ton of content.
what if you're just a fan? Then there's definitely.
If you're,
a
I'm
reason to
more of
have
a
it day
fan.
one.
Like I want it from the fandom.
Yeah.
I want to display the side art. I don't want it in the line of my cabinets. I'm the weird guy. Okay, I'm okay to
if
say
I
that.
didn't have the full size cab, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably buy this.
Yeah.
If I didn't have the full size cab, I would probably just buy it because that would be like my only other option to be able to play it, and it's the closest thing that they're probably ever going to release to cruising. And I mean, they're just good games. It's got both games on there. And I'm not saying that so that people will buy it for God's sake. That's just
No.
my opinion.
We're not. We're gonna move on from this, but I wanted to point that out. Bill, you have a retro game spotlight coming up. What are we talking about today? So we can play that right quick.
All right, we're gonna pardon the pun. We're gonna shift gears
Dun-dun-dun.
because a lot of people were telling me I should watch the Tetris movie, and I finally had a chance to it, and it made me think of Tetris. So here we go.
Retro Gaming Spotlight.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Retro Gaming Spotlight. Well, a lot of people have been raving about the new movie on Apple TV about Tetris, so much so that I was really interested in getting a chance to see it myself, and I finally got a chance to sit down and watch it. And I gotta say, it was a really fun movie. I really enjoyed it. Now, obviously, a lot of it is, dramatized and whatever, because after all, it is a movie, but a lot of the things that happen really did seem like they were part of the actual story of Tetris and how it came to be and how it came to come to the United States and become the global phenomenon that it is today. So that made me think maybe I should do a spotlight on Tetris. And to do that, I'm going to do something a little bit different, something that I don't normally like to do because I'm usually not a big fan of top 5, top 10 lists, things of that nature, because they always seem very subjective to me. However, I decided to do it based on a very specific criteria, and that was based on Metacritic scores. So here we go with the top 5 Tetris games according to Metacritic. And starting off at number 5, this is Tetris DS. This was released on the DS in 2006 with a Metacritic score of 84. Now, Tetris DS featured themes based on Nintendo properties, and this game allowed up to 10 players to play against each other with only one DS card, a classic version of a classic game. At number 4, this is Tetris Minis, released on the PSP in 2009 with a Metacritic score of 85. Now, Tetris is always a fun game to have on the go, and this version is no exception. It's a must-have for PSP owners. And coming in at number 3, this is Tetris Party, released on the Wii in 2008 with a Metacritic score of 86. This WiiWare game features both single and multiplayer modes, and even has support for the Wii Balance Board. Now, there were also global leaderboards that let you see how you rank against other players around the world. And coming in at number 2 is Tetris Effect. This was released for PC and PS4. The PC version has a Metacritic score of 90. Now, just like in the Tetris movie, this game gets its name from the phenomenon of people seeing visions of falling blocks long after they've stopped playing the game. And finally, in the number 1 spot, this is Tetris Effect Connected. This was released on multiple consoles as well as PC in 2021. The Switch version has a Metacritic score of 94, making it the highest ranking Tetris game according to Metacritic. Now, this is, of course, the follow-up to the hugely successful Tetris Effect, and this version adds co-op and competitive multiplayer mode, as well as being released for pretty much every system out there. And there you have it. Those are the top 5 Tetris games of all time, according to Metacritic. Did your favorite make the list? If not, which one was your favorite? Let us know in the chat. And now, back to game time. All right, so yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the Tetris movie so much. It got me thinking about the games, and this was just a top 5 list, according to Metacritic, of the top 5 Tetris games. And I was curious what other people thought in terms of their favorite Tetris games. I actually have a soft spot for the original Game Boy Tetris. I always loved that game so much. So it's not in the top 5. I forget where it was in the list, but that was definitely one of my favorites.
We got you all squared away, Jade. You're good. Well, she was good, and now she's not moving.
She looks frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, I had her unfrozen, and then she hit something and got herself frozen again. Moat, did you get to watch the Tetris documentary? I thought it was really good.
I have not gotten to watch it yet. Honestly, I have not. Unfortunately.
From me.
Yeah, you were there. I got you back, and then you hit something, and then you got yourself frozen again. But we can still hear you.
No.
This time she's not moving on purpose. She or she can't help that she can't move.
Somebody help me get out of this position.
See if you can refresh it. Maybe that'll bring you back. Recycle the camera or do something with that. I thought it was a good documentary. I didn't realize the extensiveness that they went through to get that game Tetris. That was just crazy. I mean, that it's like almost mafia, like for them to try to get this.
It's like a
crazy
Cold War spy movie about video games. I mean, obviously some of it's very dramatized because it's a movie. It's not a documentary. It's a movie. But you know, if you go back and you look at the history, a lot of it was really close to what really happened.
Yay, she's back. Did you see it, Jade? Did you watch the documentary?
What documentary?
Tetris.
The Tetris movie.
Oh no.
Oh, you got to watch it.
Yet. Sorry, I'm trying to.
No, you're good.
Camera.
You're moving. At least you're moving. So, no, I really did. I thought it was good. I actually just bought one from Pat Contry. That's another video game documentary that I'm going to be watching. Hopefully this weekend, I'm going to get a chance to check that out. We'll see. So we'll see. We're going to let Jade get that situated. I got a quick segment here we're going to do, and then we're going to finish up with iArcade. So, do you ever go into your game room and just kind of go like, what do I play? Maybe this will help you.
Oh, okay. What to play? Oh, hey. I didn't know you were in my game room. You can see this is my console room, and I've been spending a lot of time in here, been putting a lot of things together, been organizing a lot in here, and well, I wanted to do a segment on the show, and I really couldn't think about, what I wanted to do a segment on, so I thought, well, why not talk about when you have a game library as extensive as mine, and you're not even seeing all of it, what do you play when you come in here? If you're like me, you have a list of physical games, maybe even digital games, and there's times you want to play something. It's kind of like when you want to eat something. You know you want to eat it, but you can't put your finger on what you want to eat. But you know, if you thought of it, it would just come to your mind. So how do I know, or how do you know, what to play when you come into your game room? I don't even know if there's a right or wrong answer, because this is something that you really just have to be in the mood for. For me, I have so many different consoles, so many different games, so many ways to play certain games. Sometimes I just come in and look around and a game captures my eye on a shelf and I go, I haven't played this game. Cyberpunk. Maybe we should put that back on the shelf. But you guys see what I'm saying. Sometimes when you have an extensive game library or collection, it's not always easy to figure out what to play. So, here's a few tips that I think might help you the next time you come into your game room. Figure out if you want to play a cartridge-based system or a disc-based system. Do you want to play retro or do you want to play modern? That usually helps me before I come in. Like, for instance, I have Avidox right here up on the screen here. That's a game that I played a long time ago. If you're into that type of alien blasting type of game, that might be for you. I'm getting ready to play it. But it's something that I grew up with. I have nostalgia for. I played with my friends. It's kind of I guess you could classify it as a shoot 'em up or a shmups, right? But it's on the regular Nintendo. And as you guys know, I've been collecting a lot for Nintendo. So sometimes I just sit down, I go through the library, and I just narrow it down like, I want to play something that's going to be on the CRT. Mainly because that's a new addition here in my game room. Other ways you can do it is maybe you've seen a video and you really want to play that game that you've seen. That's a great way to do it. A lot of times, though, what happens is when I buy these new games, especially now that I'm collecting for the NES, is I try the games that I'm buying to make sure that they work so I can get my money back if need be. But lately I've been playing a lot more of the cartridge-based systems over my collection of CD/DVD/Blu-ray based games, or even emulated games. So you really just got to figure out what you want to do. And I know these are third world problems, right? These are problems that really shouldn't be problems. But people have often asked me, how do I know what game I want to play? And honestly, the overall answer is, it's whatever jumps out at me when I walk into the room. I figured this was a fun little segment that I would do for you guys. You get to see a little bit of my game room here as I continue to build my collection. Can I let you in on a little secret? The main reason I did this video? Shameless plug. I have a brand new video set that's on my YouTube channel. You can, just follow, just do what you're doing. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go watch What's Up Ness and see every week my pickups for my NES collection. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're collecting for. And I might be collecting for Game Boy now too. But that's neither here nor there. Back to game time.
So there you have it.
We just came out of your third world.
I just came out of my third world. I call it my third world problem because it's like my little. That's my game room, my console room, and then this is the arcade room, and they're problems. But anyways, I thought that would be a little fun thing. What's that?
I said, yes, you have a lot of problems.
We got 99 problems, but arcades ain't one.
You know
Hit
what?
me.
It's funny. Like I've been buying
Uh.
these NES games. Somebody asked me in the chat room, how often do you play Altered Beast? I actually play that. I played that a couple times in the bathroom because I have a Sega hooked up to the TV in the bathroom down here.
There's TMI.
Yeah, no, not like that. But I have one of those At Games ones that have the built-in Sega games, but you can also add a Sega or game
If
to
they
it.
ever make a toilet-cade, Steven will be the
I will
first
have
one.
it. I will have it. I will put it on the
He'll
wall.
pre-order while he's on the toilet.
Hey, I'll even do a video for you guys.
So HDR Champ can actually build you a toilet cade. He did that for a contest we ran like last year for Fight Sticks. And he literally built. I kid you not, it's literally a toilet cade. It was literally an arcade stick built in with the monitor on the toilet. It's on the channel. It's great.
Does it have
It's really
splash
great.
protection?
Yeah, splash. Yeah. Well, actually, I thought about
No, but
the
it was
party
behind
cades.
Stearns. It was great.
The party cades, you could hang them
I
on the
heard
wall. in the
Steven's
bathroom.
nickname is Kenny Loggins.
Oh no, jeez. So since I've been collecting for the NES, I've found some games I've never played, never even heard of as a kid, and I started playing those games, which is kind of a riot. Like I found myself playing even Game Boy games. I've been buying lots on eBay and on let's see, Mercari and a bunch of other places. So I've been getting really good deals. As you guys have been watching, if you didn't watch the NES What's Up NES, I've been getting like 20 games, and I'm not spending a lot of money on it. And the Game Boy games are actually really good that I've been getting at because I got that modded Game Boy. So I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm going to have to see about getting maybe a partycade for the bathroom or something. Maybe I'll have to do that. You guys made me think now. All right, let's talk a little iArcade right after this.
iArcade. News and notes.
All right, so in case anybody missed it, iArcade has announced that Operation Wolf will actually be available tomorrow. So if you've, especially if you've got a newer cab.
Oh wait, so you're going to
Well, you
distribute
can use the
it?
joysticks and buttons, right? You can use the joysticks and buttons
You
on
can,
the
yeah.
Gen 1. Oh yeah, baby. Give me some joystick and buttons, Operation Wolf.
So that's my big. Okay, so that's my big beef with this, and that's why I was, my big beef is okay. iArcade, great. I'm glad you're bringing this out. I'm glad you've got light gun support. You tell everybody, hey, this is only for the Gold Series. So you kind of leave us out that have the Gen 1s. Okay, I can live with that. You want us to upgrade. How the freak do you want people to upgrade when you're sold out of all your cabinets? That's a PR nightmare. I wouldn't even be pushing that. I saw posts like, hey, you have a Gen 1? Upgrade to a Gen 2, which I wouldn't do anyways. Why would you say that?
I gotta say, like, I have very fond memories of this game too, not because I played it, but because literally my dad, every time we would go to Aladdin's Castle, was on Operation Wolf for the longest time. And of course he's like, Vietnam vet. And so anyways, but I would just sit there and just watch him play and, just like rooting for him. And when I was a little bit older, he'd let me play with him too. So Operation Wolf, like that's why I actually love that game. It's not because I think it's a great game or anything, but I think it's just like really shiesty that you can't play it on the Gen 1.
Well, you can
properly.
play it, but you have to use the sticks and buttons. And I guess that would be like playing it on the NES.
Right. That's not playing it properly.
But that's not playing it properly. Right, 100%.
Well,
so
I did order a Sinden light gun. I was waiting for this. I didn't order it ahead of time. I know a lot of people did, but I wanted to wait and see, when this was going to come out. So I'll have my Sinden light gun in a couple of weeks, and then I'll probably pick up the game and check it out. Now, let me say this too. When they made the press announcement, I actually sent an email. I reached out to iArcade to ask them about other support for this game, because we know that there's going to be other third-party options for this. We know Glenn's working on a control panel replacement that's going to have trackballs in it and going to work over Bluetooth for Gen 1. So you'd think add trackball support for this game too, It's going to be better than joystick. Not the same as gun, but at least it makes it a little more playable. As of right now, that does not seem to be the case. It does not have, at least initially, it does not have support for trackball.
What other gun games are coming out for the iArcade?
They haven't announced any yet, but I have a feeling that this won't be the only one. As a matter of fact, I think I read somewhere Bash Games that makes a lot of like indie stuff is working on their light gun game for it. So at least there's that, and I think there's others out there. If they're going to get Operation Wolf, I think Operation Thunderbolt makes sense to get the sequel for it. If they can get one, I'm sure they can get the other. So I think that's a good one for them to get. And there's some newer stuff. I think, look, they've had Sega games. I think they could potentially get House of the Dead. I know people have been saying Arcade 1-Up should make a House of the Dead cabinet. I think it's one iArcade should go after.
I thought they weren't getting any more Sega games.
They haven't in a while, but
that's what I was told like a while ago.
Just the fact that they've done them in the past, at least they had a relationship at one point with them. Maybe they don't anymore. I don't know. Maybe they can't get the license anymore. But I think if they were smart, it would be a good one to go after. I think there's some, there's probably newer stuff out there. I saw an arcade. So I forget the company. You know the company that makes the game Enter the Gungeon? It's an indie little.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it.
Crawler game.
I know the game. Yeah.
Gungeon Corporation.
They actually have an arcade game called House of the Gun Dead, and it's that same pixelish look that Enter the Gungeon has, but it's a light gun game. It would be a great one, for iArcade for them to go after.
Typing of the Dead.
Typing of the Dead.
USB like keyboard thing for it. Typing of the Dead.
Yeah,
I played that on the Dreamcast.
But no, I'm being serious, and I think that there's a lot of games that they actually could go after.
I've never seen the one that you're talking about, but now that you told me about it, I am gonna look at it. But I mean, like, it's just weird that because you have to buy the send-in as like a peripheral add-on, and it's third party as well,
right?
And it's just weird to me that after how long ago did they announce it that
it had to be a year, wasn't it?
No, it was like October.
Was it October? It's almost a year.
With this one game, to be able to use your $200 send-in with or whatever. I mean, it's cool, like, great, good for them, but it sucks because you can't use it on the first gen for those who have a first gen and don't want to upgrade or can't upgrade because they're sold out. And, I don't know. It's just a weird situation to me.
So I've been removed from the marketing emails. They probably don't like that I always say, like, I don't like the cabinet. I've been removed from it, but I've been researching around.
No, I still get them.
And I was talking I was talking to Bill and I was talking to some others that I think Jong is going to be abandoning the arcade project and not making any more arcades, and he's going to a console. Based on things that I've read, things that I've seen, speculations that have happening, and I want to know what that's going to mean for the iArcade fans. Do you need a console? The only thing that he can bring to a console that you can't get anywhere else on like an Android-based console that you can hook to your TV is online play. That's the only thing he can bring. Would you buy that for a couple $100? Because it's going to be like at least $300.
No.
An iSwitch.
I'm just saying, like that. I'm pretty certain that that's coming. And I have no marketing They don't like me over there anymore.
I haven't seen anything about it. I mean, like, do you think that that's due to like hardware? Like,
I think hardware shortages.
Supply.
I think people.
Supply,
the lack of people buying.
That part.
Yeah. So Rainwater Games says the iArcade is a console, and in a way, he's absolutely right.
It is.
It's an arcade console.
So what do you think though, that they just sell the PCB in a box without all the rest that goes with it, and that's their console?
Pretty much with controllers.
That's what they could do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
They could easily do that, and then just make it put it in like one of those little Atari VCS shells. I mean, not that, but you know what I'm saying, like a plastic game shell with like USB ports on it.
But At Games already does that.
Well,
You know what I mean?
that
Like,
was
At
my
Games,
point.
it's literally,
But
they're already
their
doing
market
Yeah,
is
true.
slightly different, isn't it? At Games
No, it's
versus
pretty,
iArcade.
it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, the only
Similar.
difference is one allows you to purchase and download games. The other one lets you use an arcade net.
Does
Wait a
does
second.
Game have Sega games?
Not unless you do coin ops. But wait, Paul Barris, I'm not trolling. This is dead serious. This is what from what I've read, from what I've heard through the grapevine, talking to other people. This is what's coming. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll be the first one to be like, well, I was wrong. But I have it from the people that I've talked to, that this is what's coming. And I can't say I blame Jong in that sense, because, I mean, if parts are hard to come by, everybody that's buying the iArcade has bought, and people are running out of room. They're not going to keep upgrading their iArcades, right? I mean, for the guys that have the gold series, I mean, what else are they going to do to it that's going to make you buy it, except for a PCB, right? Maybe they come out with a new PCB that you slap in the thing, but I think the days are, I don't know. I think they're numbered. I think financially it's going to be tough. So this is not a troll job. I'm and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm just saying, like,
I really like the concept of the iArcade. I think that the big thing lacking is support, obviously.
That's what
and
all the
obviously
companies. Let's just be honest.
But they also couldn't be demand. And I'm not talking about customer support. I'm talking about third party support.
Yeah, that's so am I.
And they can't meet the demand anyways to be able to sell enough units to like keep it going. But here's my thing. I completely agree with what Rainwater said. It is 100% a consoleized arcade, and that's fine because there are a lot of really cool games on it, especially if you don't have like a multicade setup and stuff like that. It's a neat little option if you're only paying like $300-$400 for it. But the idea of it is cool. It's like if they had Capcom games and they had more Sega games and they had some other big titles coming in. The cool thing about it is that they do get like Switch platform games or Xbox Live Store platform games. Plus, they get a lot of those older arcade style games, So, I mean, there is a lot of really good potential there. It's just that the potential is not being fulfilled and the demand isn't being met quickly enough as far as like what they're releasing and what they're doing. It's like just it's very slow and it's not enough.
Carlo goes, I rescind my offer to buy your cabinet, Steven. I didn't know you were serious about that. He said it on one of the other live streams that I was on. I don't know if it was Michael B's, but he said he wants to buy it when we go up to Cleveland. If you're serious, I will hold on to it and I will bring it to Cleveland in September. But I just I want somebody to get use out of it. I'm not getting any use out of it.
I don't think it's like a bad. I don't think the iArcade is bad though. It's just that it's not relevant. Like it's not.
It's just not for me.
Relevant.
It's not for me.
Staying relevant. That's the problem. And with a product like that, like you have to stay relevant and you have to have good licenses. You have to get good licenses.
I think At Games would be in the same position if they didn't have the bring your own ROMs, the coin ops. I mean. Am I right though? I mean, they brought 5 new.
Well, plus they do pinball though.
I'm talking about for the ALU, so maybe I should specify that for like the ALU.
Oh, right.
But
I mean, they even have like multiple platforms for the ALU. They have.
They do, but the
games
they
have
games are correct.
But you can use coin ops with it, and they have 3 different platforms.
But if they didn't have coin ops and you had to use the built-in titles or the arcade net,
it wouldn't be.
It's not worth it.
No.
So you'd be in the same boat. So we're not just picking on iArcade here. So don't think of it like that.
Well, we kind of are, but we're not trying to
for
be
that
like
for that price point.
Well, I mean, but iArcade went out of their way to make sure you couldn't do anything like that. I'm talking about like the coin ops, I think.
And I don't mind paying
they
for
went
the
out
games.
of their way to make sure.
If you weren't blocked before, you're blocked now, Bill.
No, Bill's not blocked. Well, listen, we're being 100% neutral. We don't and Mo, you sold your iArcade, right?
I'm the only one. I'm the only
No,
one on
no,
this panel
no,
who
no,
still
no, no,
owns
no, no,
one.
no,
who's
no.
Oh,
not
you still
playing
have
it.
yours.
No, my arcade's sitting right there in the corner. It's there in the corner. It's.
But you don't play it.
Play Retromania Wrestling once in a while.
Okay,
but,
so that's what I
on your
play on
Switch.
it once in a
but
while.
other than that, there's no real reason, at least for me, not to turn it on. That I don't have something else that can do.
But I have Retromania on Switch too.
Oh, see, I have it on. I thought about buying it on console, and I was just like, well, there's a reason for me to buy it. Here's the arcade.
Listen,
because I love WrestleFest, so it's just like, yeah.
Listen, I'm shallow. I'm on it, so I was gonna buy it on
WrestleFest.
every console. So I was like, I want to see my mug on every console. Okay. No, I bought it specifically on Switch because I thought it was better on the Switch to do to a game like that than a PS5 or a PS4.
Yeah.
In case I get rid of the iArcade, because that's the one game that I would probably miss because mine's just a standard orange.
No, you play that. You
shut
play
up,
that on
Phil.
PlayStation.
Beach Buggy,
Yeah,
I
on
used to
PlayStation,
play it,
yeah.
but I don't play it as much anymore. Yeah.
Show us Moat, really? Hold on.
Oh boy, you're gonna make Mo. He's gonna kill
No,
himself.
I'm just gonna take a picture of it real fast.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I was like, the last time the guy went over to where his Funko
yeah,
Pops
yeah.
was, I thought he was gonna get whacked in the
no.
head.
Yeah, no. I'll
That's
show
'cause
you
he-
a picture of it. See? Right
Oh,
That's
there
'cause-
it is.
That's because the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the last time he opened up a closet and all his Funko Pops fell on top of him.
That's what Bill was hoping for. He was hoping for like a funny there.
Ah,
Steven double dips. Yeah, I definitely I put it on the different systems. But listen, I think it's a great game, Retromania Wrestling. I
Absolutely.
I have nothing
need to
bad to say about it.
I do. They need to finish it.
They need to
Try
keep
wait for DLC.
yeah, they got to
Tired
keep
of
adding the DLC.
Yeah.
Mr. Hughes
like
is
3
still
years.
not there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, listen, it's if you're having fun with your iArcade, have fun with your iArcade. Seriously, like I'm just saying, for where I'm at, nobody plays it, so it's time for it to go. Fast and the Furious will come in and take its place. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. But guys, I think that's about it. I think that's we did have a little bit of what do we have? Nintendo news here. Bill, do you want to hit that quick since you were our news guy? Well, you're pretty much our news guy all the time. So if you want to hit that.
And by the way,
right quick.
there's nothing wrong with beating a dead horse because it's dead.
wah, wah.
Okay, that was funny.
All right.
I'll give it to
I'll be here all night.
her. we'll hit this.
Yeah, no, just to hit this real quick. Nintendo did their usual stealth drop and threw 4 Genesis games on the expansion pack. I think the one, actually all the games that they dropped are actually pretty cool, but the one that surprised me the most was Street Fighter 2,
Oh, I love Kid Chameleon.
the champion.
I have
edition.
that. I have that on
Yeah.
Genesis. That's a good.
They're
game.
they're all good games. I'm just super shocked to see Street Fighter 2 get dropped
Why?
on the expansion pack because Capcom likes to package their games and sell them to you.
What there was something different about the Genesis version though. Like it was there was like a lot of different things. I mean, first of all, at the beginning it was 2 white guys punching each other, which was a lot less racially provocative. And then there was like all these other little things with it, but it was I feel like there was just like something different about it. Special Champion Edition.
I've never played Flicky.
so-
I've never even heard of it.
So yeah,
It's-
that's
It's actually
that's
kind of
the-
fun. It's a little bit like Mappy.
Wait, what were you saying, Mike?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Street Fighter.
Yeah, you
No,
could.
no,
Yeah.
No, I want to hear
talk
what you're going to
about
say
it.
about Street
Yeah,
Fighter.
Yeah,
go
that's what they were talking about. Yeah, so no, Special Champion Edition was essentially the Genesis version of Turbo, where you had 2 different modes where you could play the regular CE or you could play Hyper. So
Right.
that's essentially what that was, along with various improvements and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I learned how to play Street Fighter, honestly. So
Me too.
It's great. I lit up when I saw that announcement. I was like, dude, they got something cool. Congratulations.
Well, the SNES version also, I mean, like as far as like the gameplay goes, I once I played the Genesis, I always felt like it was better as far as like playing
Yep.
the game, especially on the 6-button controller. But the SNES version never had like the arcade intro either. Even though the Genesis had it, it was a little bit different, but it still was like it felt like it was more intact, I guess, than the SNES version.
Yeah.
Is what I wanted to say.
Yeah, Kid Chameleon. That's a great game too.
Yeah, these are actually all a really
Yeah,
good drop
yeah.
for the expansion
Mhm.
pack.
How many games do they have in the library right now for Genesis?
Sheesh. I
20
want to say like
something.
I thought it was like 30, maybe almost 30.
Maybe
Oh, okay.
maybe even that many. Yeah.
I don't know because I don't I don't pay the extra to get all these because I already have them on Genesis. So like I don't want to buy. You know what I mean? Like
Well, we're already paying for online, so it's just like
yeah,
you gotta
you
pay
all
for
you people
online.
online, you got to play for
Yeah.
them online.
Listen, how else am I going to play Mario Kart?
There you go.
There, you're welcome, UAG. You're welcome. But no, like get a group of friends and then everybody pay $10 or whatever else. Which reminds me, UAG owes me 20. You guys just do the plan and everybody gets access to all this stuff.
Oh, yeah, they're all good. They're all good drops.
Yeah.
Next, we'll be talking about Breath of the Wild 2, Tears of the Kingdom, because I think that no, we have one more week of April, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 2 more weeks. So right around the time we get the Fast and Furious, we'll be getting Tears of the Kingdom. Ooh, that's going to be a fun week. That's almost like Christmas for me. All these new games coming out. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
Did you see this comment by Rainwater?
No.
Which one?
Just going to
Yeah,
throw this
one.
out there, but what if they announce an Operation Wolf cabinet tomorrow? Not saying I know anything, but maybe that is why they have not had stock for a while. Was that like a facetious joke? Or
No.
They
No, I don't think he was joking. I think he was asking just a serious question.
they could. I mean, anything's possible. But I still say the future is they're going to build. They're going to build a console, a home console, and go away from the arcades. If he doesn't do that, like I said, I will be the first to say I was wrong. I am human. I will say that. But I know a lot of guys that are in the iArcade camp that said this is coming. They've talked to John. This is coming. So you could take it for what it's worth.
that what's coming in Operation Wolf?
No,
Arcade?
a console.
No, the console.
Oh, the console's
So
coming. Okay.
that's fine. I listen for you iArcade fans that really would like an Operation Wolf. I mean, Jade would pre-order it tomorrow. No, I'm being serious because your nostalgia for it. Maybe you wouldn't, but
Get out.
out of but seriously though, I mean, for the guys that like the iArcade, man, I hope they keep doing it because I think we still got a few years left in the 3/4 scale before people are like all the people that are coming up are just like I have no more room for this.
I just don't know what's going on with their like marketing division and stuff like that. So to me, it's just even more confusing because it's like there's nothing in sight, you know? It's like,
Right.
I mean, okay, Operation Wolf, sure, but it's like there's nothing really in sight. You know what I mean? As far as like progression and stuff like that.
Jade, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Toy Shock. When Toy Shock came out, they were guns a-blazing. They had the pinball. They were the first ones to the market with a digital pinball table. It was actually decent. It wasn't the best, but it was $3.99 before they ridiculously increased the price. And then all of a sudden, they went radio silent. And at the time, P-Dubs was the only one they were talking to.
I heard that if you play Jong's karaoke backwards, it says, "We are coming out with an iArcade Operation Wolf edition."
I'm going to have to look at
Play
that.
it backwards.
I don't know. I mean, listen, I think, you know, Bo says in the chat room, he says, console idea is a fail because they don't have the games that are not available on other platforms. I think that could be said even about the arcade, right? I mean, you can play all those games on the Switch.
But I think that that's also the purpose of the arcade is to have that platform.
Yeah.
That's what I agree with 100%. I mean, I hear this all the time. Oh, you know, you can play these games on Switch. You can play these games over here, over there. But I like the idea of playing them in an arcade cabinet.
And that's fine.
There are some games that feel like, yeah, okay, I could play this on a console. It would be the exact same experience.
But let me ask you,
some
Bill.
that just feel really cool playing on an arcade cabinet.
Let me ask you, Bill. Though, if you know you bought the gold edition, let's say you paid what $6.99 for that for the base and the top.
I
forget what it was because
$800. I paid
$800. Okay.
For
If
$800
somebody
for it.
if somebody offered you $650 tomorrow for that cabinet, and now you can buy a deluxe cabinet from Arcade One Up and maybe even Fast and the Furious,
Whoa, this just got real.
would you do it? It doesn't even have to be Fast and Furious. Let's say it's both deluxe cabinets. Let's say Class of '81, and let's say and regular Pac-Man, deluxe cabinets, both of them.
I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I would sell it yet.
Okay,
I do
that's
actually
fair.
I do still enjoy
That's fair.
playing it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else they have in store.
I was just curious if somebody would do that.
tend to agree with a lot of the criticism. I think they do need more, some better licenses. It's
That's your only
interesting to me
multi-cade
that they-
platform as well, though, right?
I don't.
Unless you count the fact that I've got the Legends Pro controller with, all the games that come on that.
No,
and
no, I
coin-ops.
don't, because I would say like stand up, like quote
Then,
unquote
in
full
terms of-
size. Yeah.
Then yes, right now that is my own.
Okay.
Yeah, who knows, if I had an ALU, maybe I would feel a little bit differently, but I don't have that at the moment. But yeah, no, look, I do like it. I do think that there's certain things they need to do. I do think they need to get some better licenses. I like the fact that they're bringing out a game like Operation Wolf. I want to see more stuff like that. I'm really curious where they're ultimately going to go with the online thing. It's like, they started this online thing like almost a year ago. It was an alpha. They haven't added any of the older games to it in a while. Some of the newer games that come out have had online day one, but they haven't gone back and added it for any of the older games that still don't have it. And it's still an alpha, and there haven't been any updates to it. So I think that's a miss.
Moat,
for
you were
that.
gonna say something before? I'm gonna ask you the same thing.
Oh. I remember what I was going to say. I don't think it's a lack of them needing titles. I think they just need more diverse, unique titles. And yeah, you can get a couple of popular titles, but I think it's just more. You need something that's different, that feels like it's quality enough for the fan base. You know what I mean? Like, again, people who back to iArcade, these are individuals that range anywhere from late 30s to early 60s. You know what I mean? So everyone's market's different. And I think that it's just one of those things where it's like you need more diversity. You need something that's going to bring it in like, okay, cool, this is coming out. This is what we have to look forward to, especially when you're asking individuals to invest $160, $170 to sit in light guns. You know what I mean? And especially for buying an iArcade Gold, you need something to use it. Like I touched it. It was great. Like it's great. Still, I've said it many times. It's the best home arcade out there. Like build quality wise, right? But you still need, you need sizzle for the steak. You know what I mean?
But do you have the gold? Do you have the
problem.
original or the gold?
I have the original, but I got to play on the gold in Chicago in October and stuff when they did the Operation Wolf reveal and all that other jazz and stuff. So yeah, like again, it's good. It's just they need software to go along with it, And so even if there was speculation that they were going to go to the home arcade, like console route, like you're still in the same situation. You're still on a platform, with not enough games to satisfy the fan base that's there.
Well, let me ask you, if you could get $650 for your cabinet right now, somebody said to you, Mo, I'll give you $650 for it. I want all the games that are on it.
Listen.
Would you do that? And go,
listen, it's the base model. It's not like a gold. It's the base model.
It don't matter.
It
don't matter.
Listen.
Mine is too.
Not only can you get the iArcade for $650, I mean, I will leave my account on there so you can have the games that I bought and were sent to me, and I will give you the statues that are sitting on top of it right now.
I see how it is. You're going to give the statues. There goes Carl. Carl's going to buy it from you.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's not that I hate the platform, because I don't. I genuinely don't hate the
No,
platform.
I know.
But for me, one game, one game, literally, it sits there for one game.
It's all all on what you want, right? Because you would probably get a deluxe cabinet. You'd probably get either Fast and Furious, or maybe you get two deluxe of the.
I would buy a 40 series graphics card with it, but arcade cabinet.
They ain't even buying any.
There you go.
He's literally been trying to subliminally sell all of us on Fast and Furious.
No, I said any of the.
That?
I said any of the deluxe cabinets. That's all I said, because
he's like, okay, and now
I'm
we're talking about
assuming
Nintendo, Fast Fast and Furious.
Listen, I'm assuming if you get rid of a cabinet, you're probably going to replace it with another cabinet. That's what I was trying to get at. But
no, I get
if you want to, if you were going to get a graphics card, I don't blame you.
No, I'm just trying to think of something practical to do with the money, because it's just kind of like one of those things where would I sell the iArcade to go buy Fast and Furious?
Because if you're not a Fast and Furious fan, or you're not a fan of
that would be hard though.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just one of those things where it's just like, for me, there has to be titles for it to play.
Yeah,
I
will say this:
interests me.
The iArcade does collect the best dust out of all my cabinets.
Sheesh!
Wow.
Sheesh!
So on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
wow.
Michael Lucas, you guys know him as Mike of All Trades, at Mike of All Trades on YouTube.
Wow.
Fresh off his charity stream where you can
People
still
can
donate.
Still donate to that,
you
right?
can still donate.
Yep, it's an evergreen link. It's an evergreen link.
Evergreen link.
Yeah, so it'll never go away. Again,
unlike the iArcade, that's gonna go away.
Oh. Wow. Why would you do that?
And now I wonder why they took you off the list.
Wow, listen. Like, literally, I was
heathen.
Listen, my comment section was starting to get cleared up. I wasn't getting any iArcade hate anymore and stuff, and I was getting and look. Now I'm going to get it all rained upon me again.
No, they're going to come to me. They're going to go after me. No, I'm not hating.
No, they're not. They're going to come to me because it's like, yo, you just said it sucks. I didn't say it sucks at all. Like,
no,
for me, it's just nothing to play.
No, it doesn't suck. It's just not for me.
Put some other banger fighting games on there besides Rage of the Dragons and Berserker's Revenge. You might get my attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for me, score chasing and shmups, that stuff's cool, but it's not something that
it's not something you want.
But again, I'm holding on hope. That's why I haven't gotten rid of it yet. I'm holding on to hope. Whereas everyone else has abandoned it or planned to donate it or whatever else, I am holding on hope for the platform. Okay,
I've abandoned it.
I asked Ezekiel to make basically to design a Street Fighter version of the gold cab, and like we collaborated in the sense of I asked him to do it and like gave him like pictures, and then he made this really cool looking thing, and I posted it up on Twitter, and I was like, hey, iArcade, look at this, like you guys should get a Capcom license and make this. Nothing. Tumbleweeds. They didn't even like it. They didn't even like the post. And it got like retweeted.
You're off the
list.
You're off the list.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, he actually took like, time out of his day. I think he made like 3 or 4 different really cool.
You're off the list.
Yeah, we're all off the list, I think.
Mike, what else you got going on this weekend?
Steven.
Yeah, thanks.
Gosh, what else is going on? I got next tomorrow night. The Salty Runback tournament Sunday. Oh man. Let's see, I put out a video today, so technically I'm not required to do one. Outsiders officially Tuesday. we did have a scheduling conflict, but that'll be back Tuesday. Other than that, I'm gonna watch Power Rangers on Netflix for like the 47th time. And then
Tuesday.
Yes, upcoming Tuesday, absolutely. I'm gonna watch Power Rangers, and then I'm gonna play the Street Fighter 6 demo that's on my PS5 right now that I just downloaded. But other than that, that's all I got, and I'm gonna try to ninja dodge all the negativity, because positivity breeds more positive energy.
There you go.
So,
Jade,
did you see that? Did you see that post that I put in the Discord where I was like me dodging negative energy in 2023, and it's that dude like doing cartwheels across the freeway and like laying under buses on the freeway. I'm just like, oh my god, so true.
We're going on 2 hours here. Let's go. At Shelion Gaming on YouTube. I told him, I was like, guys, we got to finish this before 2 hours. That was 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I have a video. Actually, it's done already and uploaded and like just sitting there. And I was thinking about releasing it today, but I think I'm gonna wait until Sunday. But it's my my Capcom video.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So is it? Everybody can check that out tomorrow.
I might go live this weekend. I might go live this weekend, possibly. I don't know. Maybe I will go live Sunday since I'm going to release the video on. No, wait. I think I set it for Saturday. No, Sunday early morning. Yeah, maybe I will go live this weekend, Saturday or Sunday. I don't know.
All right.
Watch out.
So those guys can watch for that. Bill, what do you got going on?
I got a couple of things that I'm planning on working on. In addition, after all the craziness and negativity of the last few weeks, a couple
I
of
don't know
weeks
what you're
ago,
talking about.
couple of weeks ago, PD7 called me out on his Goonies Never Say Die video that challenge that Outrun the Neon Sun started. So I think I'm going to make one of those. I've been wanting to do that for a little while, so I'm going to try to get one of those out this weekend.
Well, yeah, I know Dan called me out on it, and I haven't done it either. I'm bad. I need to. He called me out a couple weeks ago, and I should have done it. Even Moat was like, I know some people out there got called out, and they didn't do it. Moat was looking at me when he said that, so I probably
No. It was just, you know, some content creators got called out and they kind of big timed it. You know what I mean? Like, but, you know,
I just haven't gotten around to do it. I'm just
Right.
gonna be honest with you. It's
Yeah.
not that I didn't want to do
dig
it.
that. Oh no, I dig that because I was just kind of like, man, where am I going to fit this in?
I
And I'm
got
just like, you know what? We're on this live stream. This is a perfect opportunity.
I got like
You know?
6 videos still that are filmed that I have to edit and get them out, and I have to film one tomorrow for my What's Up Ness. So that'll
Come
be
on, we're
coming out
going on
tomorrow.
2 hours. We're going on 2
Yeah,
hours.
I'm getting out of. All right, guys. Listen. We got the cool videos working here at the end. Check them out. Our post credits, and then after you're done, go over to Michael B. I think him and Travis are still live. If you got any questions with that, if you're Fast and the Furious out, I understand, but those guys are still live. So go give them a shout. But we got our funnies at the end, and Bill's actually works this time. So we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, what a long show. Gotta use the restroom. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Can't you see a guy's gotta do what a guy's gotta... You already had me for 2 hours. Like, I gotta go. Like, this is scary. The fact that you're here. Just go. Get out of here. Go. Lights out. I gotta go. Come on. You gotta go. Go. Now.
You're still here? Go home. It's over. Go.
Just got something to drink up in here, and there's a little bit of orange juice left in. Wait. What are you doing here? Like, listen, there's an Arcade 1-Up app. Y'all can stalk me all these other places. I can't drink orange juice now. Go to bed. Go away. You need something to do. I'm just saying, you don't need to be up in my fridge. Like my fridge of all places. Come on now. Seriously. No, seriously. Go. Like, this kind of stuff that gets you reported around here.
Oh, man, what a long show. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, time to go to bed. Oh. Hello? I think you left this on. Hello? Wow. You guys are all still here? The show's over. That's it. There's nothing left. Go.
Go to bed. It's over. Go. No, seriously. That's it. Go. Go to bed. Chicka chicka.